Why am I referring to goats today? Do we need to treat them well and let them lead the way? Who knows? Let's find out. Goats, 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 goats. Why am I talking about goats? Well, apart from keeping Anthony and maybe Toby, if you're watching, keep those guys happy. Goats are kind of an interesting thing, and why I'm kind of trying to shoehorn goats into this. It's really that if you see goats, I'm talking about wild goats or goats in the wild. If you see goats, they're sort of on the side of the mountain or the hill, and they do their thing. They kind of clamber up and eat grass and clamber down, and pretty much they know where they are. They do goat things because they're goats, and they kind of, not saying they accept the situation, but they don't, because perhaps they don't have any sort of conscious thinking. That may be it. I didn't really think this through myself. Perhaps I'm a bit of a goat, but they sort of don't overthink things. They sort of, okay, I'm on the mountain, I'm going to go up, eat some grass, come down, maybe scratch my beard, and that kind of thing. So my point with this is not to overthink things, and sort of to accept certain things as what they are. So how does that apply? Well, the last 2 days I've had shocking insomnia, and I put a post out saying insomnia can go and itself, because it's just really frustrating. I mean, there's worse things in life, admittedly, but it's so kind of like debilitating, and it's just horrible, and just lying at night and just can't sleep, and it's just horrible. And for someone who loves sleep and has always considered sleep being a hobby, it's really soul destroying. But this is how this fits in with goats. If I've got this thing, insomnia, or suffering from insomnia, or condition, or however you want to call it, there's two things I can go with that. I can either kind of fight against it and sort of not want it and almost deny that it's there and sort of try to fight against it, or I can accept it. It's there, it may go away for whatever reason, the same reason it's come, who knows, but I can accept it, and then it's easier to sort of deal with it and work with it, as opposed to constantly trying to battle it. It's like anything, if you put force against something, you'll almost get an equal and opposite force back. I mean, that's just the law of physics. And so what I've sort of realised is that just fighting against this insomnia crap, if I just accept that I have it and kind of don't put any attention to it or any thought or emotion to it, and just sort of it is what it is, and kind of move on with it, then it sort of doesn't have any power over me. The classic E plus R equals O, event plus reaction equals outcome. If I don't put any reaction to it, or any kind of weighted reaction, or kind of reduce that emotion or thought process that I put to it, the outcome is going to be a lot better for me, certainly. And so this is only really sort of kind of come to me today, thinking, okay, it is what it is, okay, and let's sort of not build this up into some big thing. So how this, it kind of relates to the goats, but how this relates to the bigger world is really, some things are what they are, whether it's insomnia in my case, or an illness you may have, or a crappy job you may hate, or a relationship that you may not be happy with, whatever it may be. If you just accept it, that it is, and not saying you have to like it, it is what it is. That situation is fact, that's there. And then once you accept it, and you can then sort of look at it a little bit more objectively, and how can you deal with that, whatever the situation is, and how can you best use your resources, your energy, your emotions to remedy that situation, as opposed to sort of being the victim of that situation. Then you're like, oh, woe is me, this is so horrible, and then all your emotion and energy is going on to sort of fighting it and almost denying that it's there because you don't want it to be there, and all stress comes from wanting things to be different than they are. But if you sort of accept it, and okay, it is what it is, it's there, it's a fact, and then put your energy and efforts and emotions around of how to remedy that, then you're going to be a better position to actually have a better outcome. So that's what I'm now thinking is, it is what it is. If for some reason I've been blessed with this wonderful insomnia, and so just accept it. If I accept it and just sort of, okay, it is what it is, and then see how best I can remedy that, rather than fighting against the idea of it being there. So that's my, I suppose, wise words, suggestion. I don't know, it may not work. That's what I'm going to give a try to today and see, because everything else seems to have failed and fallen on its arse, and I'm completely off with this crappy insomnia, because I'm so tired, so tired, and it's having a knock-on detrimental effect on everything, work, health probably, and just everything. So I'm going to try just accept it. It is, it is what it is. I've said that about 57,000 million times now, but just accept it. It's there, and put all my sort of energy and efforts around how to best deal with that and how to sort of overcome that, rather than pushing against it and almost saying I wish it wasn't there. So I hope you got some value from this. It's a low energy one, I know, because it's shocking. And yesterday I didn't even do one because I was so like zombified. But yeah, if you have got some value from this, I'd love you to smash that like button so it's nice and blue. And yeah, subscribe if you haven't. I appreciate every single one of you who has and watched and are watching and will watch. And hit the bell notification so you know when I release a new video. And for now, on this relatively short and super low energy vlog for today, thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.